we're back. Afternoon in the desert. We're diving deep, and I'm excited because we got an expert. We're an expert in gifting. You might be top level master of gifting here.
I've got some experience,
some credibility here. So the first thing I actually want to talk about is, because you have so much experience in gifting, what would you say 3 to 4 things that are like absolutely like no-goes when it comes to gifting that you're seeing right now?
I think the biggest thing is stay away from being creepy, right? Like, you can really get deep into people's like personal socials.
Too much research.
There's such thing as too much research. I can give you an example.
Yeah, example.
We once had somebody who was a male SDR targeting a female prospect, and found out that she liked this one jewelry company, and sent her like this golden diamond pennant thing. Like, this is like a married woman, right? Like, that's not the best look for you. So you got to kind of stay away from the creepiness.
Yeah.
You've got to more look into what is relevant to like business. What are like their interests that are also like not offensive, stuff they don't mind being out there, right? Like, when I think about like, my own personal relationships, like, you wouldn't like it if someone said your wife or girlfriend's jewelry.
Yeah, I'd be like
that's
what?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. So
that's the wrong vibe.
I think that it's like, stick to the basics.
Okay.
Stick to things that are definitely like publicly and politically acceptable.
Yeah. Okay. So we've talked the basics, but then let's talk about like expanding. Let's talk about like the unique things and creative things that you've seen from the gifting that you've been done in the past.
Yeah. So the great thing about gifting is the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
As long as you're smart about it.
Yeah.
So I had this one BDR that worked for me. He reached out, he called a prospect, and it was clearly a prospect that did not like to be cold called. And he started his pitch talking about gifting platforms, and quickly the guy's like, I don't take cold calls, and tried to hang up. And my BDR kept him on the phone for a minute and is like, I really think you could hear me out. Like, you're the VP of marketing. And the guy said, well, you opened with, you can send anything to anyone, right? And my BDR is like, yeah. So he says, you send me a Ferrari, I'll take a meeting. And he hung up. So my BDR goes in and leverages the Amazon integration, and he finds a toy car, Ferrari, ships it to the office with a really creative handwritten note saying, you didn't tell me what kind of Ferrari. You just said I had to send you a Ferrari. You owe me 30 minutes. Here's my number. Call me back. So they send the Ferrari to the office. My BDR follows up, and the guy takes the call, and he's like, I got to give you credit. Not only did I think this wouldn't work, but you sent this, and like, your note was thoughtful. And I got to tell you, my team got nothing done today because all we did was race your Ferrari around the office. 3 months later, incredible. 3 months later, we closed that exact person.
That's
for
awesome.
A 6-figure deal.
That's incredible. That's creativity to a T right there. Yeah. Is there a story that one-ups that?
I don't know if it one-ups that, but one of the other really interesting ones, and this talks about like the simplicity of it, right? Kind of goes back to what I first said about not getting too in the weeds or getting creepy. We did some research on this woman CMO, and she was notorious for not taking meetings, not talking to BDRs. And we found out this group that she was very, very passionate about. It was a woman in technology group. I forget the exact name of it. And all he did was go and make a custom mug that had like hashtag and the name of that group. And he sent it to her. And he said something to the effect of, I want to talk to you about a gifting platform. This is the power of gifting. I can land something meaningful on your desk. And oh, by the way, I get 100% open rate. Does your marketing team get that? She calls, loved it, closed her. Over the next 3 years, she went to 3 or 4 different organizations, reached out to us, inbounded each time.
Yeah.
And rebought the platform everywhere from like a $5 mug.
I want to, that's an important follow-up there is off of that $5 mug that led into obviously probably a multitude of different deals of obviously way bigger deal sizes than $5. How important is it to be thoughtful and intentional, and not a creepy way, because we talked about not being creepy, and we don't want to be creepy, but in a thoughtful and intentional way that actually helps you build those brand advocates moving forward? Because if she's coming in inbound off of that one gift, that's crazy. Why are more people doing that?
So I think it's a skill set. I think when you think about all of the things in your go-to-market toolbox, gifting it's been around a while, but it's still a little bit newer, and it's really, really tough to sometimes get good at. So if you don't have enablement around gifting, the team doesn't really understand how to leverage gifting, they're going to fall short of those markers, right? When we first leveraged the gifting platform, I reached out to that company, I reached out to their customers, and I kind of got their playbooks, like what works best. And I built an entire enablement program around the specific channel of gifting. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions is you buy a gifting platform, right? You pay the platform fee, fine. Then you put X amount of spend into sending gifts, fine. But it's all about the follow-up, right? Like I can't just send you chocolates or whatever it might be and put the ownership on you to call me. You're still a prospect. I still own the follow-up, right? So everything we're doing, like, there's always a call to action, right? It's always like, here's my number, but I'll be in touch.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that people miss with gifting is the importance of the follow-up piece. You still own that prospect. You still own closing that meeting, ultimately closing that deal. So it's all well and good for that package to arrive on their doorstep. You know they're going to open it, right? Like we've talked about that a million times on, emails. You get terrible open rates, cold calls, people don't answer, all the other, approaches. You drop an Amazon package on my door, I'm opening it, full stops. You got 100% open rate. But you cannot expect the prospect to go through finding your email and replying or picking up the phone and calling you. You still own that, hey, did you get my package? And now it's like that whole idea of reciprocity. It's a way friendlier conversation. You did something nice for them. The analogy I would always use with my team was, if you have an aunt or an uncle that lives out of state and they send you something for your birthday, if they call you on your birthday to say happy birthday, that gift is still top of mind. And you'll be, hey, thanks. Like, I really appreciate it. That was so thoughtful. But if you don't talk to them until your next birthday, you forgot about it. So there's such a huge piece in the follow-up. And you've got to have a playbook. You've got to have a process. And, I tell the team, like, you have now earned the right to bug this person. You went out of your way to do your research. You sent something thoughtful. You did something nice for them. So for the next 30 days, you have earned the right to be hyper aggressive with this person. Yep. And it's still very much top of mind for them. So it's all about timing. Again, like that gift is not going to land and then just pipeline magically falls from the sky. That's not how it works. And that's the biggest misconception. But if you do the follow-up piece right, it's an absolute gold mine.
I love that. And that's a perfect recap note, is that it's not just about the gift that you send, it's the thought that you have after the gift is sent, 100%. Right? To make sure that your research and your thoughtfulness holds true. So appreciate your time. We got gift masters in real life. We got one of the top gift masters here. We appreciate your wisdom.
Thank you.